Hello Stanislaus family, and welcome back to the channel. Happy to have you here. Today we are in downtown Kingman, Arizona, exploring some of the local sites that this little town has to offer. Where is Kingman though? Where is it located along Route 66? Kingman is in the northwest half of Arizona, right off of Interstate 40. It is the county seat of Mojave County, and their motto is the heart of historic Route 66 with a population of 34,000 people. Geologically speaking, it sits in the basin and range area of the three ranges in Arizona. Those three ranges being the Colorado, the Plateau, and the Transition Zone. It is also located within the eastern half of the Mojave Desert that encompasses California, Nevada, and Arizona. Kingman's history is vast. Guys, we pulled over here to the museum, and on the outside, neat little billboard thing here talking about the history of Kingman. And I'm going to read a little bit of this off to you here. It says, Louis Kingman was hired as a survey engineer for the Atlantic and Pacific Railroad in January of 1980. His first assignment was to survey a route from Albuquerque, New Mexico to Flagstaff, Arizona. Next came the survey of a route from Flagstaff to the Colorado River, which he completed in May of 1880. It goes on. From here, we wandered around the parking lot a little bit, checking out the local sites. Jennifer was in excitement, being a goofball. We went inside the Route 66 Historic Museum, and I didn't videotape the inside of the museum because I want you guys to see that for yourself. But there is an outdoor attraction I want you guys to see. This is Locomotive Park. It is home to the famed steam engine number 3759, presented to the city of Kingman as a historical monument in 1957 by the Santa Fe Railroad Company. This northern type coal-burning locomotive was built in 1928 by Baldwin Locomotive Works. In 1949, it was rebuilt and converted to run on oil fuel. Number 375 was on the passenger run between Los Angeles and Kansas City for many years, making 10 round trips monthly. The average eastbound speed was 54.3 miles per hour. Westbound speed was 60.2 miles per hour. Kingman was a water stop on the eastbound run. Number 3759 traveled a total of 2,585,600 miles during its years of service and made the final steam-powered run from Los Angeles to Barstow in 1953, when diesel power replaced steam on the Santa Fe line. A colorful caboose was added in 1987. Today, visitors can climb up into the cab of the old steam engine while modern trains roll by on nearby tracks. The gross weight, including tender, was 4,800 pounds. Weight on drivers, 236,000 pounds. Tractive force was 66,000 pounds. Diameter of drivers, 80 inches. Boil pressure was 230 psi. Tender capacity of water was 20,000 gallons. Tender capacity of fuel was 7,107 gallons. Overall length, 108 feet 7 inches. Top speed, 100 miles per hour. How massive this thing is. From here, we were starting to get a little bit hungry and decided that it was time to go find some food. And what better place than Mr. D's Route 66 Diner. It is housed in the former Kingman Cafe and Chemo Shell Station, which opened in 1939. The Dutton family bought the old gas station and cafe building in the 1980s, gutted it, remodeled it, and turned it into a diner. Even Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King made a point to stop here for lunch several years back on their televised road trip across the United States. This place, with wraparound booths, circular bar stools, and bright colors, this rockin' 1950s-era old-fashioned diner takes visitors back to the glory days of the Mother Road. Route 66, it's packed with tons of Route 66 memorabilia, and the pink and turquoise paint job can't be missed. Roy Dutton ran Mr. D's Route 66 Diner for several years, and many of the dishes were based on his family recipes. Dutton even created the world-famous Mr. D's root beer after tasting a delicious root beer at the fair. He tried to recreate the taste, and several taste tests later, contracted the manufacturing of the syrup that is still beloved today. While the Retro Diner is best known for its homemade root beer, pizza, and milkshakes, they also serve up traditional diner fare like burgers, chicken fried steaks, patty melts, chili sandwiches, salads, and breakfast all day, as well as hot dogs, french fries, sweet potato fried, coleslaw, and onion rings. Craving something a little bit different? No sweat. They also do fajitas and grilled tequila chicken sandwiches. The menu, I have to admit, is something to die for. Looking like an old record in a 3-ring binder, it truly takes you back to the nostalgia of the 1950s and to the time when Route 66 was popular amongst everybody and the main thoroughway through Kingman, Arizona. Jennifer said I can film her food real quick so you can get a look at that sweet potato fries right there. Sweet potato fries and one of their main burgers. Boy, does this look really, really good. And it smells so good, too. So, I'm going to turn this camera off so we can eat.
And then there's secret sauce.
Oh, there's secret sauce. Well, I don't know what's so secret about it, but let's see how good it tastes. Guys, so I've eaten some of this, and let me tell you, this sauce, I don't know what kind of secret sauce it is, but does it ever go good with the sweet potatoes, french fries here? I've had sweet potatoes. Don't get me wrong. I grew up in North Carolina. I've had sweet potatoes. I've never had sweet potato french fries. These things are really, really good. So I'm going to get back to eating. But I just wanted to cut in there and let you guys know this stuff is awesome. And this burger, oh, really old-fashioned taste to it. Nice. Everything you expect. Everything. Really good food here. When you guys are in Kingman, check this place out. Wow, what an awesome piece of history to have right here in the downtown area. You know, every town has their own neat little piece of history, and this just happens to be Kingman's little niche of history. You know, something just a very impressive piece of machinery that train is. You know, every time you see one in person, it takes your breath away on the size. How massive it is. And I think that, you know, for 20, 30, 40 years, they had to carve the railroad across the country to get it to this point. You know, forget California. They're not even in California when they get to this point here. But yeah, the perseverance of our forefathers who came, the pioneers who came across to build the railway and settle these lands is amazing. Just truly amazing.